Have you ever felt puzzled when encountering someone who doesn't follow social norms? Someone whose independence and confidence seem to disarm anyone who crosses their path? In a world where most people strive to fit in and be liked, Sigma males stand out precisely because they don't. And this, far from being seen as ordinary, provokes a mixture of admiration and, in many cases, intimidation. In this video, we are going to explore those unique habits that make Sigma males perplex and often intimidate other men. We're not talking about physical strength or material wealth, but rather a type of strength that can't be bought or easily learned: inner strength. Throughout this video, you'll discover why these characteristics not only make Sigma males admirable, but also figures that many cannot fully understand. So if you want to learn more about this enigmatic personality type, keep watching. And of course, if you're interested in continuing to explore this fascinating world of Sigma males, I invite you to subscribe to our channel, Official Sigma Male. Here, you'll discover how these traits can change your life and lead you to new levels of confidence and strength. Uncontrollable independence. Independence is a fundamental characteristic of Sigma males. While others may feel comfortable following pre-established norms or structures, the Sigma prefers to forge his own path. He is not easily manipulated, whether by social expectations or external pressures. His ability to stand firm in his decisions without seeking approval from others makes him uncontrollable. This attitude, while admirable, can intimidate those who depend on external validation or who prefer to follow rules without questioning them. When we talk about independence, it's not just about actions, but a mindset. The Sigma male understands that his value is not determined by the applause of others, but by his ability to remain true to himself. A practical example of this is when someone tries to impose an opinion or decision on him. Instead of yielding, he calmly listens, evaluates, and if he deems it not the best for him, he follows his own course without regrets. This independence also manifests in his lifestyle. While some struggle to maintain an image that aligns with social expectations, the Sigma chooses less traveled paths, where he can grow and evolve at his own pace. This can be terrifying for those who rely on a group or an authority figure to make decisions. The freedom that a Sigma shows in the way he lives and thinks leaves many wondering if they're truly taking advantage of their own independence. This unique approach to life allows him to stand firm in the face of any adversity, without feeling threatened by the opinions of others. Here is where other men, when observing this inner strength, may feel intimidated, as most are not used to dealing with someone so unwavering in their decisions. Direct communication. The communication style of a Sigma male is one of his most powerful tools. He doesn't beat around the bush, nor does he soften what he has to say to avoid making others uncomfortable. He is direct, honest, and clear in his words. For many, this frankness can be disarming, even uncomfortable. They're used to diplomacy, to sugar-coated words, and when they encounter a Sigma, they can feel exposed. That transparency, while admirable, tests the confidence of those around him, as they are not prepared to handle such open sincerity. When the Sigma faces complex situations, he doesn't waste time on superficial discussions. If, for example, someone in his circle makes a mistake, he won't ignore or sugarcoat the truth. On the contrary, he will point it out with precision, seeking solutions instead of blame. This honesty commands respect, but it can also create discomfort in those not ready to face the truth head-on. Furthermore, this communication style directly impacts his personal and professional relationships. While others might soften their opinions to avoid conflict, the Sigma prefers to tackle issues with clarity. In a conversation with a co-worker or friend, he won't hesitate to say exactly what he thinks, always aiming for the best outcome for all, but without losing his authenticity. Those who aren't used to this kind of interaction may feel challenged by his honesty, which generates a sense of intimidation. The Sigma understands that the truth, though uncomfortable at times, is essential for growth. He knows that being direct won't always be well received, but he does it anyway because he understands that relationships based on honesty are stronger. And in a world where many prefer comfortable lies, this is a trait that few can handle without feeling uneasy. Predictive ability. One of the most surprising characteristics of Sigma males is their ability to predict situations with great accuracy. It's not that they possess some kind of magic or supernatural power, but their skill is based on sharp observation and their ability to analyze patterns. While others live day by day without paying much attention to details, the Sigma studies his surroundings, anticipating possible outcomes. This not only gives him an advantage, but also provokes amazement and, in some cases, intimidation in those around him. This gift for foreseeing situations allows him to make the right decisions before others. For example, in the professional realm, the Sigma can identify when a project is doomed to fail and act accordingly before the problem becomes evident to others. This can cause discomfort among his colleagues, who don't always understand how he seems to be one step ahead at every turn. The truth is that, while many are distracted by the obvious, the Sigma sees what's beneath the surface. In his personal life, this same approach allows him to build stronger relationships and avoid unnecessary conflicts. By anticipating how others might react in certain situations, the Sigma adjusts his words and actions strategically, avoiding misunderstandings. He is not manipulative. He is simply aware of social dynamics and knows how to navigate them effectively. This makes him a reliable figure, but at the same time intimidating, as it seems he always knows what's going to happen before it does. That predictive ability is not something he boasts about. Rather, he uses it quietly and effectively, which sets him apart from others. And while some see this quality as admirable, others feel insecure at the idea that someone can see beyond the obvious. Intellectual depth. The intellectual depth of a Sigma male is one of his most distinctive characteristics. Often, his thoughts go far beyond what most can perceive in everyday conversation. He is not satisfied with superficial answers or simple explanations. He always seeks the root of things, exploring different perspectives and questioning what others take for granted. This innate curiosity and his ability to analyze the world through multiple lenses can intimidate those not used to confronting such complex and challenging ideas. In a conversation with a Sigma, one doesn't encounter trivial comments or automatic responses. On the contrary, he is always ready to delve deeper, to ask questions that invite reflection. A practical example would be a conversation about success. While many are content to define it in terms of wealth or professional achievements, the Sigma will question what success really means and how it is measured in terms of personal satisfaction and contribution to society. These kinds of questions not only disarm, but also invite introspection. The way the Sigma delves into these topics often makes others feel out of place or unprepared to keep up with him. Those who don't possess an open mindset or who fear being intellectually challenged may feel uncomfortable when they have to justify their own beliefs and opinions in front of someone with such a clear and well-argued vision. It's not about imposing his perspective, but inviting others to think more critically. This capacity for deep reflection not only affects his personal life, but also his professional one. At work, a Sigma doesn't just perform tasks. He dissects them, understands them from the inside, and proposes improvements that others may not have even considered. His intellectual sharpness is a treasure, but also a source of intimidation for those who prefer to stay on the surface. Disdain for status. The Sigma male is not swayed by titles, hierarchies, or superficial appearances, Unlike many who strive to climb social and professional structures, the Sigma holds a deep disdain for everything status represents. For him, a person's value doesn't lie in their position on the social ladder or the power they wield, but in their character, skills, and authenticity. This attitude, while liberating for him, can be perceived as a threat by those who base their identity on the pursuit of external validation and status. In a professional setting, for example, the Sigma isn't intimidated by a boss or an authority figure just because they hold a higher rank. If that person doesn't demonstrate competence or ethics, the Sigma won't feel the need to show them blind respect. This creates palpable discomfort in those who are used to receiving deference solely based on their position. A Sigma is the kind of person who will treat both an executive and a janitor with the same courtesy and respect based on human value, not hierarchical power. In everyday life, this indifference to power structures manifests subtly but consistently. While many are concerned with impressing others with symbols of status, like luxury cars, big houses, or titles, the Sigma follows his own path, without feeling the need to prove anything to anyone. For him, personal achievements and internal satisfaction are much more important than any external validation. This way of thinking puzzles those still trapped in the endless search for approval. The Sigma knows that status is an ephemeral construct that can crumble at any moment, and that's why he prefers to invest in his personal development and genuine relationships. His disdain for status isn't arrogance, it's a deep understanding that true connections and true value aren't found in titles, but in people themselves. Impactful silence. The silence of a Sigma male carries a weight and intention that few understand at first glance. Often, when others try to fill the gaps in a conversation with words, the Sigma chooses to listen, analyze, and only speak when he has something truly meaningful to say. This ability to control the impulse to constantly speak gives him an air of mystery, but can also intimidate those not used to dealing with someone who handles the power of silence so strategically. The Sigma knows that in many cases, silence can be more powerful than any word. In a discussion, for example, while others rush to defend their points of view, the Sigma remains silent, carefully observing the emotions and arguments of others. This control allows him to respond precisely and decisively, often disarming his interlocutor with a single well-thought-out phrase. For those not used to this type of interaction, the Sigma's silence can seem intimidating, as they never quite know what he's thinking or when he'll intervene. In the professional environment, this silence can also play in his favor. While others talk endlessly in meetings, trying to stand out, the Sigma only speaks when he has something valuable to contribute. His ability to wait for the right moment and then say something that truly shifts the course of the conversation earns him a reputation as someone who, though he speaks little when he does, makes a difference. This behavior garners respect, but also makes those who rely on constant noise to feel relevant nervous. The Sigma understands that words have a stronger impact when used sparingly. He knows that his silence is not only a tool for better listening, but also a way to show control and confidence. While others wear themselves out talking too much, he conserves his energy and uses his words with a clear purpose. And that tranquility, that calm amid the noise, can be deeply intimidating for those who don't know how to deal with someone who speaks only when it's absolutely necessary. Now that you know some of the habits that make Sigma males so intimidating to others, the question is, are you ready to apply these principles to your life? Remember, it's not about impressing others, but about strengthening yourself from within, developing an independence and self-control that few possess. Reflect, how many times have you spoken too much when you should have remained silent or followed a social norm just to fit in, even though it didn't resonate with you? These Sigma habits are powerful because they are based on authenticity, something few people dare to truly cultivate. So, if you feel this is the path you want to take, I invite you to keep learning more about how to become your best version, regardless of what others think. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Official Sigma Male, and activate notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Here, we continue to delve into what really matters to achieve a fulfilling life, based on self-respect and inner strength. Are you ready to take the next step?